Hello, welcome to Master Mathematics. My name is Mr. A, and in this video, you are going to learn how to add mixed numbers. So right here, we have 4 steps for adding mixed numbers. Step 2 has 2 parts, an A and a B. So you can kind of say it's like six-ish steps, but I like 4 better. It sounds better, right? Really, it's the same thing as adding fractions. So if you know how to add fractions, there's just one more step. And that's the first step. So let's get into it. What you need to do to add mixed numbers, the first thing you need to do is convert the mixed number to an improper fraction by multiplying the whole number and the denominator and then adding the product with the numerator. I know that might be a lot to try and envision right now, but stick with me. We're just going to go over a couple more steps and then I got some example problems. Step number 2. Once you convert the mixed numbers to improper fractions, check to see if the denominators are the same or different. Most of the time, the denominators are going to be different. But if the denominators are the same, go on to step 2. If the denominators are different, find a common denominator by multiplying them together. There are other ways to find common denominators, but that's the easiest one, and when you're just learning, that's what I recommend you do. Now, part B. What you do to the denominator, you must also do to the numerator. This means you need to multiply the numerator by the same number you multiplied the denominator. Like I said, I know this might be a lot to try and envision in your head. Stick with me for about 30 more seconds, and then we're going to go on to some examples. After you do that, you are going to add the numerators. The denominator does not change. It remains the same. And then you are going to simplify the fraction. So let's head over and look at a couple of examples so this way we can put this to practice. All right, our first example here is 5 2/3 plus 3 3/4. So first step, we need to convert those mixed numbers to an improper fraction. And the way we do it, we multiply the whole number, which in the first number, 5 2/3 is 5, by the denominator, which is 3. And then we get that product and we add it to the numerator. All right, and I was going to go draw an addition sign there, but I think my marker might be a little too big. We'll make one above. How about that? There we go. That works. Okay, and then we do the same thing on the other side. 3 times 4, the whole number times the denominator, plus the numerator. All right. Now, let's write those fractions. So 3 times 5 is 15 plus 2, that is 17. And the denominator of 3 stays the same for the moment. And we're going to have 17/3 plus 3 times 4 is 12 plus 3 is 15 plus 15/4. Now, we have unlike denominators. This is step 2, right? We're going to look at the denominators. They are not common, so we need to multiply by the other denominator to get a common denominator here. So we're going to multiply 17/3. We're going to multiply both the numerator and denominator by 4. And 15/4, we're going to multiply both the numerator and denominator by 3. All right, so let's do this multiplication. We got some bigger numbers here. All right, so we're a little outside our math facts, but don't worry. I'm going to also review a mental math strategy with you here too. But let's look at 17/3. So let's do the denominator first. 3 times 4 is 12. And then 4 times 17. Again, that's a little bit outside our math facts, but you can use mental math here. And this is the mental math strategy I like to use. We have 110, so we're going to multiply that 10 times 4, which is 40. And then we have 7 in the ones, so we're going to multiply 7 times 4, which is 28. And then we're going to add those. We're going to add 40 and 28 to get 68. So that's a nice mental math strategy when you get to multiplication with some larger numbers. And then 15/4, we're going to multiply, again, both the numerator and denominator by 3. So 4 times 3 is 12. And then 15 times 3, I'm using that mental math again. 110, that's 30. And then 3 times 5 is 15. 30 plus 15 is 45. You know, I would recommend like 15, 25, 35. I would recommend like drilling those a little too, because they're a little easier to kind of figure out because you have that 5 in there. Right? It's halfway between. But anyway, let's get back to this problem. Now, we have to add. So our denominators stay the same, and I'm going to write this down below because we're going to have to convert the improper fraction that we end up with into a mixed number. So our denominator of 12 stays the same, and then we have 68 plus 45. That's going to be 113. All right, now, like I said, we need to convert that back into a mixed number. So you convert them to an improper fraction. This way you can add. Then you have to go back to a mixed number. I know, right? Seems like a couple extra steps, but trust me, it's the best way to do it. So this way you don't make a mistake in your addition. Now, my 12 times tables I do know, because here we have to divide 113 by 12. And I know that 9 is going to be the closest number I get to that, right? 9 times 12 is 108, which means I have 113 minus 108. I have a remainder of 5. That now becomes my numerator, and the denominator of 12 stays the same. So our final answer is 9 5/12. And as I suggest in all of my videos, after doing the first example, if you want to give the second example a try, pause the video right now, give it a try, and then when you are done, unpause it, and let's see how you did. All right, so we're going to go through those same process, those same steps. We look at this, we need to convert these mixed numbers to improper fractions. So we're multiplying the whole number by the denominator in both spots. And then we're going to add the numerator to that product. All right, so I write in my addition sign here. All right, so now that we have that there, let's convert these improper fractions, let's convert these mixed numbers to improper fractions. So we've got 4 times 5, which is 20, plus 3, which is 23. And the denominator of 5 stays the same. There we go. We got our first improper fraction, then we're going to add. And we're going to go 4 times 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9. That would be 9/4. Now, we check our denominators. They are not common, so we need to multiply. So we're going to multiply 23/5. We're going to multiply both the denominator and the numerator by 4. That's what we do to the denominator. We also have to do to the numerator and vice versa. And on the other side, we're going to multiply the numerator and denominator both by 5. Okay, now let's work left to right and multiply once again. So we have 5 times 4, which is 20. And then we're going to be using some mental math one more time. 23 times 4. We know that 20 times 4 is 80. And then 3 times 4 is 12. 80 plus 12, 92. So we've got 92 over 20 plus... Here, we're just on basic math facts. Whew, thank goodness. 4 times 5 is 20, so now our denominators are the same. And then 9 times 5 is 45. Wonderful. Now, let's add and then convert that back into a mixed number. So the denominator of 20, that stays. And then 92 plus 45 is going to be 137. Okay, I know that's a little hard to read. You know what? I don't like that. Let me erase that. Let's rewrite that one more time. All right. My apologies there, but I want you to be able to see. You got to be able to see the work you're doing, right? Denominator of 20 stays the same. Then 137. All right, now we have to divide 137 by 20. I know 7 times 20 is 140. That's a little too much, so I have to go down 1. So that would be 6. And then I have 17 left over. 6 and 17/20. And that fraction cannot be simplified anymore, so that's where our answer is. Thank you so much for joining me today. Once again, my name is Mr. A. This channel is Master Mathematics. You just learned how to add mixed numbers. Great job. Can't wait to see you in the next video. Adios.